Audio Jungle.
So, I think that we're in a world where of TikTok and Instagram, and there's just so many options, right? Like in terms of what you can do. And I tell businesses all the time, like if you're creative about what you can do with a social media strategy, that's awesome. What I generally see though is businesses start it and then they can't keep up with it, right? It's hard to come up with content, and the content in 2025 is a higher expectation than the content in 2020 and the content in 2010, 2015. So there's a lot of different avenues that have really increased video content. You need to have way more crisp images and engaging content. If you open up Facebook on your own, you scroll, you're competing with everybody who looks really, really good. So you do have to really stand out on Facebook. And it does work. I mean, there's ways that for it to work. There's also different avenues that you can post. And it's important to understand it's not just Instagram and Facebook that you can post. You can also post on Nextdoor. And you can post on you can post on Google, Instagram, Nextdoor, and Facebook. So there's other avenues too, but these are the most frequently used posting sites that I see for small businesses. Nextdoor, if you're not on Nextdoor, it's a really cool place where you can recommend local people in the community and local businesses. And businesses get consumers get notifications if they're part of it. But you can post on these three platforms. So what's nice is to have that same post that you already made. Like you made a post, you made the content, right? That's a lot of work. You know how hard that is. You might as well post it on multiple platforms, right? So a great post is awesome, but if no one is seeing it, like you wasted your time putting the post content together. So, if you have the post, what we recommend is not only doing on Instagram and Facebook if you have it, but also doing it on Google and Nextdoor as well. Google posts are very influential. So just like Facebook, Google has updated their ability to post more over the last few years and kind of make it like a little bit of a feed on your listing. So what makes a good social media post? And in this example, I'm going to talk a little bit about Google or Facebook and Instagram. Um, you know, in terms of the imagery, it's very different than what it would have been 5, 10 years ago. So people often are like, well, what do I post? Like my laundromat doesn't change that much. Like I'm doing some pretty basic things. Like it's not like people changing how they're washing and drying their clothes, right? That's okay. And sometimes, you need to, I'm getting hearts on that one. So sometimes it's hard to come up with new content, right? So there's a few things that I would recommend just in a post, highlighting almost like a mini ad of what you're doing. So like how many washers and dryers, the full size washers, like can you wash a comforter in there, right? Like a lot of people who have their own washer and dryer, their comforter doesn't fit in their own washer. So I'm not typically a laundromat user, but then I heard that maybe you can do that at the laundromat, and then I see it on here. Oh, I need to go to this business, right? You can highlight the free Wi-Fi, right? That's something that most businesses have today, but a lot of consumers want to see that. You have a little play area for the kids, or whatever it might be. Make sure you're highlighting in that, but also putting your website, your phone number, a call to action at the bottom, and then a caption. So a seasonal caption or just a caption about what you offer in the business. Not only are you going to want the post content with the image, but you're also going to want to include the content in the actual caption. The other really good idea that you've probably seen a lot, we do this quite a bit, is highlighting your positive reviews on Facebook. So, you may be like, I don't know what else to post, but you know what? You can take a picture of your Google reviews and highlight them here, right? Customers love to see those. It's another way to amplify and share that. And making it look really awesome. You probably have multiple of those that you can do a year. And then any new or unique services. So something that I think is important is, some laundromats, they might have a dog washing station. Who would have thought that, right? So getting the word out there on those things, wedding dresses that you might, bridal gown preservation, including that. I also like to say even things like Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, the Happy Thanksgiving, or announce things that we are open. When other businesses are closed, generally laundromats might actually be open, and some people don't know that, right? So making sure you highlight, what are other businesses doing, and we're actually still open today, or we are closed for a holiday, to make sure your customers see that.